Hello again, my name is Corey Suzuki and this is my submission for CS50w Project 2 Commerce. So far, I've kept myself on a pretty strict schedule with all the classes that I'm taking, but I decided instead of pressing forward to the next lesson, I'd slow down for a month and let myself have some fun, really dive deep into this project. The main goal was to solidify my understanding of Django basics and the purposes of frameworks in general. I also wanted to try to put the skills I've learned to use in a less structured format, to see if I could turn my own random ideas into code. If you're curious about the extra features, there will be another video linked in the description that goes over all of that. Anyway, welcome to Yard Sale. During the intro, you've seen the index and listings pages, as well as the search page and how placing a bid works. You'll see how some of the models are actually used in just a second, but first, here's a quick look at the code. Beyond the required models, I added models for Watchlist, categories, messages, and transactions. The category table defines many-to-many relationships between categories and listings, and watchlist tables define one-to-one relationships between a user and a listing. Speaking of users, here's the profile page. From the profile page, we can easily navigate to listings we've bid on. The listing page tells us if our bid is currently winning, and also includes a live countdown for the auction. Listings are live on Yard Sale for 7 days. Now, I'll show you the site in action. I spent some time making fake accounts and listings when I was testing things. I have some users that are already logged in separate windows, which I'll be swapping between for the demo. Sorry for all the fast forwarding, so much to show in 5 minutes. First of all, I used Deep AI to generate all of the fake listing images and fake user profile pictures. Some of the results were hilarious. I also had a blast writing the fake descriptions for all of the listings. Right now, I'm just creating a couple of listings. One giant hamster wheel, and this test listing that I'm going to close immediately. Notice the 5% fee on the listing price that is automatically deducted from the seller when they close an auction early. Now, over to Aunt Linda, who prefers light mode and just realized that she didn't mean to list a hat for sale. But it's too late. No auctions can be closed in the final 24 hours. Instead, Aunt Linda decides to place a $300 bid on a giant hamster wheel for God knows what reason. And she leaves a comment tagging another yard sale user, her friend David, aka Bookerman. David, who should be paying attention to his meeting at work, is looking down at his phone browsing Yard Sale when he sees that he has a new unread message. Someone mentioned him in a comment. David replies to the comment with some choice language, but thanks to Yard Sale's custom profanity filter, the comment section will remain family friendly. And David also places a bid on the hamster wheel. The reason I'm showing you this is to demonstrate the type of logic and messaging flow that my app uses. The functions that close listings, determine winners, send messages, check if bids are backed by funds, etc. are all handled by Celery Task Automation. If you close a listing on Yard Sale and there are active bids on that listing, then there will be a 24-hour delay before the auction actually ends, and all of the active bidders are notified. Here, you see some of the types of automated messages that a seller might receive. In order to bypass the delay and show you what happens when an auction ends, I'm going to use the Django admin interface to manually adjust the closing date. The Celery task that closes listings runs once every 60 seconds, so while we wait for that, I'll show you what the watch list and category pages look like. You can clear all the inactive listings, go back and forth, see your bids, see the time left. And I really like how this page turned out. Little pop-up descriptions. I'm not as crazy about the pink hover box for the individual listings, but since there could be a lot of listings for one category, it didn't really make sense to put that element in a fixed position. Now back to David, who at this point has been notified that he won the auction and that he's just waiting on the seller to ship him his giant hamster wheel. As indicated by the messages, David had sufficient funds for the bid, so no further action is needed on his part. Aunt Linda gets notified that she lost. And now to the seller, me. Take note of my balance in the top right, $140. I have a message that tells me the item has been sold and I need to confirm shipping. When I navigate to the listing, I'm met with a confirmation form. And now look at my balance. I gained $340, but if you recall, Bookerman's highest bid was $400, so who robbed me? Well, nobody. If I'd read the terms and conditions, I'd know that there's a 10% fee on all successful sales, plus an additional 5% fee on the sale price if the auction was ended early by the seller, which it was. This is what the winner will see on a listing page. Don't mind the fine print. And yes, here's the admin interface because it's one of the required sections of the video. Thank you very much for watching.